Hello everyone.
Okay.
Here we go. Everyone, welcome to this episode of Doctor Who and Autism celebrations to celebrate Doctor Who and Autism 60th anniversary this year, which I can't believe. I think it makes us all feel old. I think that's what it does. But today, John Lou, and we're going to be speaking about autism and Doctor Who. And even before we started, I said to Lou, it's great costume here. Like it's the first person to wear a cosplay um in yeah on here for this series. So it's great, Lou. How are you doing?
Um, I guess I'm okay. Yeah, it's great to do this. Bit nervous.
Yeah, I get that. I I I'm always nervous. Speak to people you don't know. You might have seen them on, let's say, TikTok or social media, but you don't know what we're like this. So it's going to be fun. It is going to be fun. So shall we start with maybe just say what when you was diagnosed with autism, and then we can get talking about Doctor Who.
I'm not actually diagnosed professional yet,
Okay.
self-diagnosed.
Okay.
I went through the assessment last month, and this month I'm gonna get no, next month I'm gonna get my results. Hopefully, I get the diagnosis.
Yeah. Uh, Fingers crossed that you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's good though that you self-diagnose yourself. Because I always think that's still important. Because it is hard to get a diagnosis of anything. Nowadays, you're on the waiting list probably for a long time. Um, but yeah, fingers crossed that you do get, let's say, like a professional diagnosis. But if not, like you can see, I guess you can see all the signs yourself, really. Yeah. Especially like with while speaking about Doctor Who, you see signs maybe that you get from yourself that they're doing on there. Um, so is the 11th Doctor your favorite Doctor?
Yeah, though I think every doctor has something about them. Um, so yeah, they're all cool. I like the second doctor as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these two are my favorites if I had to choose.
Hmm.
But yeah, all of them.
Yeah, they're all good in their own way. Um,
Yeah,
Maybe just the odd ones that you may relate things to that make you get connected to them. Um, like if we speak about the 11th Doctor, I don't know. You might talk with your hands going like he does. I don't know. But yeah, he's kind of a kid, isn't he? The 11th Doctor.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah. So Lou, when did you first start watching Doctor Who?
Oh, I did hear about Doctor Who like years ago, and no one actually really said anything about what it actually is. I only ever heard Doctor Who, and uh, had I known from the start it was about related to time travel and space, I definitely have started watching it immediately. But I only recently, last year, started really watching it. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, I started with Rose with the episode, and
Yeah.
yeah, and from there,
Yeah, from there you haven't stopped. Um, yeah, the Rose was a very good episode actually. It was a good. It's a great way to start. If you're gonna start from Rose.
yeah,
Um, because people will ask you if they want your advice to where to start Doctor Who from. I would always say Rose. Just start from Rose because if you miss the whole series one, you're not gonna know who Rose is. Um, but um, but yeah. Are you looking forward to the sixth year like this year?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like with see how many people are going to be in it. Like it's going to be good. To have David Tennant back, Catherine Tate, Donna.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I I did really like Donna. You know, she was a great companion.
definitely. One of my favorites, aside
Yeah,
from the Bonds, obviously. Uh,
yeah,
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 and Zoe and Jamie from the classics.
yeah, yeah. The Ponds was a very sad ending, wasn't it, for them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the book, the the Melody Malone book where he has the last page from Amy because what I'll do if I ever go to somewhere and I meet Karen again, I'll give it the page and I was like, can you sign that? um, it'd be nice to see her reaction, but yeah, that was a very sad. I didn't expect that to be the last episode, really.
Yeah, me neither.
Um, it was a bit weird. It, it was an unusual season because it stopped halfway through. Didn't it?
And then, yeah.
Yeah, and then you got Clara. Did Clara was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, at first I had to warm up to her uh,
Mm,
because of the Ponds, because, yeah, we just lost them. And then
yeah,
there's Clara. But, yeah, I've grown to like her too.
yeah, yeah. I do think she stayed a bit too long. Um,
Yeah.
because I felt sorry for Bill. Um, because it wasn't in it long enough. I don't think. I think Bill should have gone with the 13th Doctor. I think that they'd have been good.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah. Because it is annoying how it. I did think the last actual series of Peter Capaldi's was his best one, though.
Yeah.
Because but I didn't really gel to the first season that much. Um, his accent kind of changed a little bit towards his kind of era, um, which was interesting. But probably the only Doctor that it took me at least a season. I'm normally I'm I normally I'm okay. But yeah, it just took a little bit more time with him. For me,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, but do you think do you think there'll be any like companions, like older companions or like new companions in the 60s? Do you think they'll bring back any of them?
I mean, it would be cool, but I'm not gonna have any expectations uh,
Hmm.
because I don't want to get be disappointed. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who knows who? I think that it's going to be very secretive. Um, there's going to be a few surprises, I reckon. Um, like maybe don't know. You might get a few companions that are related to Donna. Um, I think there'll be Classic Who will be involved in it somehow. Um,
yeah,
because 60 years, it's not just. I don't believe the 60th is just going to be involved around David Tennant and Catherine Tate. I think there'll be other aspects around it.
yeah,
Yeah. Um, but with Doctor Who, like it's only these last couple of years. I say this a lot, but the last couple of years I noticed that people who are autistic or even self-diagnosed as autistic, they love Doctor Who. They love it, and I noticed that last couple of years. I feel it's really interesting, and cool that that is the case.
yeah. I've recently got a friend of mine who's also autistic to watch Doctor Who, and she loves it as well. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. It is a good thing to get into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because even though it's on maybe going to be 8 episodes, we're going to have 3 episodes, 4 episodes, let's say, this year, if we include the Christmas special. We wait all that time, but we probably think about it all the time. We
Yeah.
talk about it all the time. Um, we probably watch it, even though the old
Mhm.
episodes. So it's never away. It's like Doctor Who is life, really.
Yeah. It's always there. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, like it
Because
was.
there's so much to think about, so many different eras, and then I get focused on this, and then the next month, it's I don't know.
Yeah. Like it's there like because last couple of years we've had a few different like the series has aired in different months. Like we had one I think Flux you had in November coming into December. You had like maybe when Matt Smith a lot of his was coming around like June time maybe. Like is there a specific month that you like Doctor Who to be on or don't you mind?
I don't mind. I just
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to go nicely at like the 60th because I think it will run in like they get one on the 23rd, of course, the first episode, and then you'll get the other two leading up to Christmas, I reckon. Um, well, I hope so. I'd rather that than having an episode day after day.
yeah.
I think that'd be better. Um, but so with Doctor Who episodes, do you have any favorites that you like? Like ones that point out to you?
Well, definitely Vincent and the Doctor is absolutely yeah, one of my favorites,
Hmm?
if not my favorite. I mean, they're all good. Heaven Sent and Hellbent are also very good. Um, yeah, the Christmas specials, all of them have something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Every almost every episode is really good in its own way because it's always something different but the same.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah,
It's travel and going in the TARDIS. Um, but yeah, I like Vincent and the Doctor too. Um, I recently found out, like the end scene where Vincent is going to the paintings and everything. Like Vincent and the guy who's talking about Vincent and Amy and Rory are all spinning on this wheel. I found that really interesting that they're all spinning on this wheel, and that's why how it's going around. It's not the camera moving
yeah,
it. It's like literally that. It's like they're on a roundabout. Playground, and I didn't know that, and I found that's really interesting.
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Um. But I think like Doctor Who are releasing like on their social media channels that they're releasing a lot of confidential clips recently and I think well I don't think it could be called confidential or something else. I think it's rumored to be unleashed. But I think we get something like that again, which would be cool.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't watched all of Confidential yet, so
Mm.
I still have that to watch. So yeah,
Yeah, like what you should do is just type in David Tennant. I go on YouTube, type in David Tennant like Doctor Who diary or something because it's really funny. He's just recording himself when he was the 10th Doctor, of course. He's recording himself like just talking to himself, saying what's going on. His own kind of like it's almost like his own podcast. Let's say. He's just that there was one where he's on the way to Blackpool Tower doing all the lights and he gets caught in traffic. And like they even like the whole police force are letting him go in this little taxi, and then you got these two motorbikes letting him go. So they are quite funny, them kind of ones. Um, but I think yesterday they released one on Confidential about the making of Davros, and It's all good fun. I didn't watch them all either. Um, I guess you don't when you're younger. You kind of think it's a bit boring, like like seeing all the behind the scenes. But think about it, it's literally another episode of Doctor Who. Yeah. Um, but also within Vincent and the Doctor, did you know that's actually set in the same place that the 11th hour was set in?
I haven't really thought about it yet, but looking back, I can see it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's something that you probably can't see, and it's really clever how they've done it. So the 11th hour is set just around the corner from Vincent, the cathedral bit where they see the monster in the cathedral. That bit um is set there, and then you've also got human nature, um, or family blood, where they're saluting, like where the boy gets old and Martha and the Doctor where they're poppies. Um, that's all set in the same place, so it's very interesting. Um,
It's interesting to know.
yeah,
Another piece of information I didn't know before.
yeah, yeah. It's very cool. It is very cool. Like, but now they got a bigger budget, so they can go to probably not all the same locations that they've been to before. Very interesting though. Um, do you have a favorite sonic screwdriver?
Um, I'd go with the 11th.
Hmm.
It just yeah, it's cool. It's green. Uh,
The green's good. Yeah, I do like green. Um,
I mean
yeah,
blue is cool too.
yeah, yeah, blue's cool too. Yeah. Um, I kind of like I like the 10th Doctor one because it's small. I can just put it in my pocket. Um, I
Yeah,
don't know. The 11th Doctor pockets must have been big. I
I
think.
mean
Yeah.
they are big. I mean,
Hmm. Um, like I do like the 12th Doctor's one, but it's massive. It is very big. But I do like the colours on it. I like it because I think that's the only, let's say, new Who sonic screwdriver that can do multicolours. Unless you're including um Rivers Sonic as well, because I think that goes red and blue. Um, so, but yeah, I'm very looking forward to the new Sonic screwdriver though. Um, if it's gonna be interesting, like if 14th Doctor gonna if the 15th Doctor gonna carry on whatever Sonic screwdriver the 14th Doctor has, or is it just gonna be made like a 60th anniversary Sonic and then he gets his own one?
hmm, it's gonna be interesting to find out.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Um, do you like collecting like that kind of stuff, or like the
I'm
like
sorry?
do you like collecting all that kind of like screwdrivers from Doctor Who and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I do too. And it's almost like you have your own Doctor Who room kind of thing. Yeah. Um, is there um how do we put this? Is there a monster that you have been like scared of before in Doctor Who?
Scared. Probably. I mean, the Weeping Angels. Uh, the
Yeah, they are
I
scary.
mean, the monster in Vincent and the Doctor was interesting because it was only seen by Vincent because of his mental health issues, and I think that's interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
that was interesting. It was quite funny at times when, but it was quite funny because I remember the bit where the Vincent says to the Doctor, it's on your left." Oh, that's my left," and then he gets hit by it. Um, that is cool.
yeah.
Um, the ones I've got a good question for you actually. Because I saw it yesterday. So if you remember from the gas mask, do you remember the scene where like the professor gets transformed
Yeah.
into the gas mask? So remember that one for a second, and then you've got the if you remember in the planet of the Ood, where the Ood guy gets his whole sculpt gets transformed into Ood. You remember that bit?
Oh, yeah.
Um, and then third one is what's the first? Oh yeah, the dolls. Do you remember the dolls with the 11th Doctor? With
In
Night Terror, I think it's called.
Nightmares.
And then Amy gets transformed into the doll. Um, so all them three, like, would you say there's one that is scarier than the other, or a bit creepier than the other? Uh,
Um, I, I mean, dolls are scary. Not scary, I think, but yeah, they just have this feeling I can't describe.
mm,
Um, feelings.
yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah.
Um, but definitely, I think if I had to say which one's the scariest, then the doll one, definitely. But the one from Empty Child with the masks as well. I mean, all of them.
That was scary. That one. The Epi Child one.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, because are you my mummy? Is something that you don't say are you my mummy when you're a kid, but it does freak you out a little bit. The mummy one, and then you've got the Ood, which was that just freaks me out. I guess that watching that scene, like he's puking his brain out his mouth as well. Um, but yeah, I miss that kind. I actually miss that aspect of Doctor Who because we haven't got any of that kind of stuff for a while. Like the scariness. I like the scariness of it.
yeah.
I didn't back then because it was actually pretty scary. Um, but now I would like to see it, stuff like that.
I think that's why Doctor Who is so cool because it has all these different aspects, the scary ones, the historical ones, just the more science fiction ones, the yeah,
Hmm.
and it's something where everyone technically can find something.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that the history episodes are the best ones. I think, um, like I love the Girl on the Fireplace. That's just one of them, and then you have the werewolf one that they did. Um, and then you have loads more like Rosa Parks. That was a pretty cool one that they
Yeah,
recently did. Um, the only thing I say about that episode is they didn't need a monster added to that episode. They should have just kept it like the racism was the monster, I think, in that episode.
yeah.
But I guess there's no monsters without Doctor Who, so um, but yeah, I think I love the history episodes. But I do like the last couple of years they've done a lot of Earth stories. I would like to see more like visit other planets and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
because like I maybe give the Master a break for a little bit. Yeah. Would you like to see that?
I
Like,
don't, what?
would you like to see like a break from the Master?
I mean, I guess there's always something interesting about them. They can always do something with them, but um, yeah, I mean, to see other things would be cool too.
Yeah.
For yeah,
Yeah, there's so many different things they can do. They can make up creatures. That's the easiest thing
yeah.
about it. Um,
I just remembered from Midnight the creature the that was one of the best episodes too, I think, from 10's era, absolutely, and the Vajdanarada.
well, yeah, I like that. Yeah. And then you always, and then after the episode, you check how many shadows you got. Um, but yeah, the Midnight was a very good episode. I like the fact that the Doctor didn't have any more like companion this time. I like them kind of episodes where the Doctor travels alone, um, without a companion. Um, I would actually like to see that kind of start for Shooty. I've like we got for Rose, like we see Rose first. It'd be nice to see the Doctor for maybe um, a little bit more. Um, but yeah, Midnight. The thing about Midnight? I'm always curious who it is. Who's this? Who is this entity that is
Yeah.
in whoever who's in? And it seems the only thing that can defeat the Doctor, because if the women don't jump out, the Doctor's going out. So it's good. It was very good writing for that one. Um, and then the Vashta Narada. I love to see them back, um, but yeah, I think that was a really good one. Um, I like those two parters that they did, like halfway through a series. Um, but um, like going back to Doctor Who Confidential. Speaking about what like they shared, when the little girl was talking to the TV, and they see the Doctor through it. Well, when they were filming that, the Doctor was actually in the room and like doing the scenes in the actual room in that house. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, what did you think of the Day of the Doctor?
Oh, it's definitely cool to see the Doctor interacting with himself. Um, it's interesting. Um, I'd love to see it again. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you go? I know this is like 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
But if you can remember, did you watch it at home or did you go see it in the cinema?
Um, I I only watched it last year, so
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so you watched it at home.
yeah.
Um, so what made you get into Doctor Who? Did someone like tell you about it or something?
I honestly can't even remember how it's
Yeah.
um me once or twice, and then I just decided to look it up, and then started watching, and then yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I it's very good when you do it like that because you haven't got to wait for like I said. We do now, of course, but like you didn't have to wait to watch all the Doctors series. Just watch it, like binge it. Um, I would love to forget it. I'd like to have a bit of Donna and just forget Doctor. Um, just so I can watch it again and not knowing what's gonna happen. Um, but yeah, it is good. It is good to do. But so if the 60th was in it, if the 60th goes to the cinema, do you think you would rather watch it at home or go to the cinema?
Um, I think I'd like to watch it in cinema for once, and see just for the experience if it's, I don't know, any cooler.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be interesting to do that because of course there's 3 episodes. Um, so it'll be weird. I would like to do it because it's more opportunity, but at the same time. Thing about cinema, people make too much noise, don't they? Like in there, if they're eating and they're talking. Like I was in the cinema the other day, and I think this person, um, like 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 go back and forward, like in and out all the time. So it's good experience though. Like I remember when they did the Spider-Man movie, like everyone's celebrating. It might be like that. It might be that kind of situation that you get in. Like you might get a Matt Smith coming in somehow, or a other Doctor. So it must be. I would like it to be in cinema, but I guess you don't know until how you're feeling at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but so the Christmas specials, I think are back this year, aren't they? So it's gonna be cool to have them back. Of course, maybe in your case, as you've watched it all last year, you haven't really missed the Christmas specials. Because the last time there was one was 2017, about 6 or 7 years ago, and
Whoa.
and then they had New Year's specials for the 13th Doctor, um, but they weren't the same. I don't think it's the same without having a Christmas special. Um, I'd always used to have your Christmas dinner, go and watch Doctor Who. And I'd always be curious. I don't know, well, whenever it was on at Christmas, I'd be curious what time are they going to air it. Because you've got everything airing on Christmas Day, haven't you? Um, but the interesting thing, Lou, this year though, for the 60th, is that normally Doctor Who airs on a weekend, but the 23rd, not of course, Doctor Who's anniversary is on a Thursday this year, so it's going to be a bit weird having it on a weekday. Yeah. Um, but yeah, it's very exciting. To have to see it and everything. Um, so do you cosplay anyone else? Like Doctor Who was?
No, not yet, actually. At
Yeah.
least maybe one day, I'll decide to cosplay someone else. But yeah, I've recently got the a waistcoat for the more seventh season look for
Okay.
11. Um, yeah, and I got the pocket watch. So that's cool.
Yeah, the pocket watch is good. Um, I do like the pocket watch. Um, I have two or three of them, and they are very good. Um,
I only have one.
yeah, yeah. I've got a small one and a big one, and someone gave me. Um, but I don't know. I like both 11's looks, but I do like the purple one. He's wearing the purple suit. I do like that one.
Yeah, I'd like to have that purple suit. It's
Yeah. The thing about cosplay is very hard to find, isn't
yeah.
it? Like if you want to find certain things. Um, but I think the one you're wearing is very good. Like like you wear your red tie. Um, and then it's great. Like um. because you're the it's like well you are the doctor, so it is good. It's like a comfort kind of thing. Every time I speak about autism,
Absolutely. It's actually one of the only things I can wear that make me feel comfortable in my body. So
yeah, that's great because it's good that you feel that way with wearing that. Like it's- and like the it's good that you wanna like even in the future get the purple one. Because I think you can get the 50th anniversary tie as well. Um,
yeah,
I have that tie, and it's very good. Um, it is good. Like I think I think soon over the years you'll wanna maybe have a Doctor Who wardrobe if you don't have one already. That is. Um,
yeah, but not yet.
yeah,
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 but I definitely like more bow ties. I only have this one and one more, and I really love the 50th anniversary and the one from Nightmare in Silver.
yeah,
Um, and I think there's the one from The Impossible Astronaut. And yeah, so
yeah. They do that. He does like to change his ties, doesn't he? The 11th Doctor. Um, but it is good. Like I'm gonna be getting the 10th Doctor tie. But like I have one that really looks like it. I've worn it for all these years, but there's one that actually says Time Lord on the back of the tie. So I'm gonna get that one. And then the 11th Doctor wears that tie in the 11th hour as well. Um, but yeah, the cosplays I've done would be the 10th Doctor. I've done the Ninth Doctor for a bit, but I don't have a leather jacket anymore. Um, I've done the one you've got on there. Um, I think I like your tie better than mine now. I think mine's a bit too red. Um, and then I don't have the proper purple suit. I have the waistcoat. I have the tie. Have a little purple coat. Um, it doesn't all have to be screen accurate. It can just look
Yeah,
a bit. It just can look quite the same. I do have the 13th Doctor top. I do like the top. I like all the colours in it. Um, I do have that one.
I don't want to.
Yeah, it is good colours. It reminds me a bit like Colin Baker. He wore when he was a Doctor. He wore lots of colours as well. Um, and I would like to think that Shooty would as well at some point because he's changing costumes like a Time Lord at the moment. Um, but yeah, I do like when I don't know. Costumes is one of my favourite parts of Doctor Who, I think.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
mean we forget the fez.
Yes. Yes. I do like the fez. Um, I don't find it very comfortable though. When I put it on, it doesn't. It's not flat. It's almost like it's gonna fall off all the time.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I normally use it. I don't use it anymore. When I didn't have a box to put all my cosplay stuff in, I used it as kind of a say a bin where I put all the stuff in that I'm keeping. Um, but yeah, it is good. It's a good addition because I think the 13th Doctor wore Fez as well at some point.
In the
Um,
Kaban episode.
yeah, yeah, and the TARDIS. Um, but do you have a favourite TARDIS that you like interior?
I mean, they're all cool. Same with the Doctor.
Yeah,
They're all unique. Um, have their own personality in
yeah,
a way. Uh,
yeah,
so yeah, I
yeah,
like the one from season 7, uh,
yeah,
B, I think. Um, but also the one from yeah, the first part of 11th era, and yeah,
yeah.
so and
That's
13th is really big, and yeah,
Yeah, I like that one too. Like the 11th Doctor's. I like both of the 11th Doctor's one. I like the dark. It kind of the second one is very similar to the 12th Doctor's TARDIS.
yeah,
Really. The 10th and 9th Doctor are basically the same TARDIS. Um, and it's crazy how they made it look that way. The same after the regeneration. So that was interesting. Um, but I do like the colours of the 13th Doctor's TARDIS. The only thing about it, I'd say, it just makes it look. It looks really small for like being dark around the edges. Um, it looks very like enclosed, which is good. Um, but I would like a purple TARDIS. For Shooty. Um,
hello.
yeah, purple my favourite colour, and it'd be nice to have a different kind of TARDIS that we're
Yeah,
not often to having because that's the thing we look forward to. But when we see a new Doctor, the first thing we look forward to is meeting them, meeting their companion, and meeting what the TARDIS looks like.
and I
Um,
mean the original one, with the round things is obviously it's the
yeah,
round thing.
yeah. I always wonder what are the round things though.
No idea.
Yeah, I always gotta know that. But yeah, the round things are great. They are good. Um, they are they're the original TARDIS, so you can't be that. Um, who knows that they might have a 60th themed TARDIS for the 14th Doctor or something, with all the additions, with like all the TARDISes maybe in one, a little bit of each TARDIS, and then they might change it for the 15th Doctor.
Would be interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. Between orange and purple would be a nice TARDIS. Because two unusual colours that we ain't seen before yet. Um, and then yeah, I like the fact we go back, like it's been with all the Doctors in a way they speak to the TARDIS like it's a
Yeah.
person. I like that.
I mean, it's and the TARDIS is alive. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it gets there. It gets there. It would be nice to see how the Doctor made the TARDIS in the first place, though. Um, because from the first episode, it just appeared there was no story behind how it was made or anything. So that that would be nice to hear or something. Um, but yeah, I bet like when they bring doctors back years after they're gone, they have to all behind the scenes building it again or something like building the broken TARDIS bits that they smashed.
I mean, that's why I liked the Doctor's Wife, the episode, because it gave a bit more insight to the TARDIS and well, her, it's
Yeah,
yeah, it's being just and
I guess so.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think
yeah, that was a good episode. It was good that one. Like the TARDIS is alive and it's a person, and um, it was a different kind of episode than we're not normally used to. So like, that was a good one.
yeah.
Yeah. So Lou, do you have a favourite Doctor Who quote or a quote that you relate to that you like?
Well, I definitely say the one from Vincent and the Doctor. Um, the way I see it, every life is a pile of good things and bad things. The good things don't always soften the bad things, but vice versa. The bad things don't necessarily spoil the good things and make them unimportant. So that one,
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah. Right at the end of the episode as well.
yeah,
Um, well, this episode and the actual episode, so kind of fits in there. But Lou, it's been great to have you on podcast, and it's been great to see you in your cosplay as well. So I hope you've enjoyed it.
yeah, I did.
Thank you. And to anyone listening, watching, wherever you are, if you're in the UK or the rest of the world, we hope you enjoy it. I'm gonna say it again. I sound like Disney Plus. Um, that's what Shooty Gatwa said. 15th Doctor. But thank you, Lou. Thank to everyone who's listening, watching, and see you in the next episode.